Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you celebrating it, happy Cinco de Mayo. I can't believe I remembered. I typically tend to forget because here where we live, they don't really celebrate it. So here we are. We're going to be recreating some embroidered design. I really wanted to step out of my comfort zone, and we see those beautiful embroidered designs all throughout the Mexican culture. So I really wanted to try to recreate that as best as possible. Fingers crossed it turns out semi-okay. I am also taking this opportunity to learn on camera with you guys. I feel like a lot of you guys think that I know how to do everything, and this is really out of my comfort zone. I feel like when it comes to really detailed designs, I struggle. So I figured I would go ahead and record this, show it if I failed or if I didn't fail, and then we would use this all as a learning experience, and I'm gonna be trying it again. So I'm gonna be testing out different techniques to see what works better and what looks better and what I could change. So stay tuned for that video soon. I'm gonna be doing that hopefully soon. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys learn a ton. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I am going ahead and prepping my practice hand with the Kiara Sky natural tips. They are super long, which I absolutely appreciate. I wanted to go ahead and test these out because I haven't used natural colored tips in a long time. And I figured I really don't need clear tips for this specific set, so I would go ahead and use them. I'm just taking my nail tip cutters and trimming them to the desired length. I'm going still for a pretty long length, but I'm gonna be making them shorter than you guys usually see on my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing my beautiful green color that we're gonna be using. Now, I'm sure you guys have been seeing this very bright but like muted green color that's been trending all over social media. So I really wanted to kind of use that and implement it in today's set. So I'm using Litty Lime from the Glow collection from Vanessa Nails. And then I'm also mixing in the V068, also from her website. And I'm just going to be mixing the two. One is very bright and the other one is definitely on the darker side. So I went ahead and mixed both of them to create that perfect green. I am obsessed. I don't have a color like this in my collection. Surprisingly, I know I have a lot. So definitely excited that I was able to perfectly mix it. Now, if you guys are not new to my channel, I'm sure you guys have seen multiple videos where I talk about saving product and how you're able to mix your own colors using what you already have. And I always stand by that, and I always recommend you guys to try to do that. Implement that in your guys's little routine. If you are struggling to, get the perfect color of your liking, go ahead and mix it. I do believe that this specific product is really good for that. So definitely glad that they mixed really well. So if you guys are looking to purchase any of her products, I think they are a really good option to also mix your own colors with. So now I'm going to be creating an ombre nail on the pinky and the index finger with that green and this beautiful nude color from Not Polish. It is called Wifey Material. I'm trying to branch out and use different nudes because I always go to the same ones. So this one is like a muted, almost milky nude color. I wasn't too sure if I was gonna like it or not, but once I put it on there, it looks so pretty. I definitely feel like it's like grayish, but pinkish, but whitish. So it's a like perfect, nice milky nude combo. I'm gonna go ahead and place that nude color on the index finger fully and on the middle finger. And as you can see, the product lays really well. I am using for today's video the Kiara Sky new acrylic brush, the pink one, in a size 14. And I'm actually using the Vanessa Nails monomer because I feel like it is so minimal on the odor. I talked about it in the review video where I used her products. It has like a very sweet smell, and I don't know, I wanted to test it out, and I also wanted to see how well and compatible it was with other brands that I use. I always stick to whatever monomer that I'm using, and I mix it with different acrylics just to see how well they work. And for the most part, the acrylic laid perfectly. I don't have any complaints on that. I feel like her monomer does this thing to the product where like it gives you enough time to work with the product, but it also keeps it in place. So that's also a nice little thing that I kind of noticed when I was using her monomer with the acrylic. So again, we're just going to be doing ombre on the index finger. I'm just taking that beautiful green, applying it to the tip, And then we're gonna be adding again that Wifey Material color. I don't know why I skipped the middle finger. I think I accidentally picked up the green instead of the nude, so I went ahead and put it on the index finger, but I thought that was kind of funny how I just disregarded the middle finger. But I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out as I usually do, just taking a little bit of product on my brush. Typically tend to stick to a medium-sized bead of acrylic, and then I just gently blend it downwards towards the tip with very, very light pressure and lots of tapping motion. I'm going in with my not polished clear acrylic. It is my favorite go-to clear acrylic because it's super, super clear. So it's perfect for encapsulating. It's not going to take away from the colored acrylic. It doesn't take away from glitter when you're encapsulating that. And you can also get the most perfect clear nail if you want the clear nail look. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a thin layer of that, mainly focusing on the middle section of each of the nails because that's where I typically need to build up the acrylic a little bit more, and especially because we are doing some ombre nails, you want to make sure you are really focusing on that area to really prevent from filing off the design once you get into your filing process. Now once everything is nice and dry, I'm going in with my 5-in-1 bit from Not Polish. It is in fine grit, and I have my e-file at a speed of about 10 to 11,000 RPMs, and I'm just taking this bit with very light pressure going around that cuticle area. It is important that you make sure that the acrylic is nice and flush to the natural nail. It's gonna ultimately help prevent lifting, so you wanna make sure that it's not super thick in that area. Now, I do prefer to go in with my e-file if I am going to hand file and do that process. Then I'm taking my hand file and filing the rest of the nail. So I'm starting off with the sides, making sure that that shape is nice and straight. And then I very quickly go in and file the surface of the nail, making sure everything is nice and smooth. Of course, we're flipping the hand around to look at the nails from the client's perspective, and I'm just filing that tip of the nail, making sure that everything is nice and straight. And at this point, you want to make sure that you are looking at the nail from every single angle to ensure that you didn't miss anything, and if you did, you obviously correct it at this point. I'm going in with my sponge buffer from Profiles Backstage and just very quickly buffing the surface of the nail. If I wasn't going to be doing a nail art design, I would definitely just go ahead, leave it like that and top coat. However, I want my surface to be super smooth so that I am able to flawlessly draw on there and not have any little like creases, divots, ridges, or anything like that that will prevent the nail art from being super perfect. So we're just gonna go ahead and buff it to be on the safe side. Now I'm cleaning the surface of the nail with a lint-free wipe from Kiara Sky and a little bit of Young Nail Swipe. You can always use some alcohol if you do not have swipe. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean my practice hand and the nails, specifically focusing around that cuticle area because you get tons of dust collected in there. So for today's nail art, we're gonna be getting right into it by outlining our butterfly. So I am using my Makartt nail art brush. It is my go-to brush. I absolutely love it. Linked in my Amazon storefront. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the little body of the butterfly, and then we're gonna be outlining the entire design. So I'm basically going to be doing an embroidered type of design. I know a lot of you guys are familiar with like the Mexican culture, all the embroidered designs that you see on the clothing. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's just insane like the amount of detail that they put into this type of art. So we're gonna be giving it a go on the nails. I did allow myself a little bit more space to work on because it is gonna be super detailed by just diagonally drawing the butterfly, so you guys can see it goes across both nails, and I'm basically gonna be going based off of that. So I'm just starting off by outlining the wings, and then I'm gonna be doing all the little details inside, and then we're gonna be doing the coloring in portion of it. I will say, because this was my first time doing this type of design, I did not know how to tackle it. I kind of just went in with like an open mind and kind of figured I would try it out. And then if I'm not super content with the outlook of it, I would just go ahead and try it again. So this is the first attempt of many. I'm also going to be recreating this in probably like the flower form, but I'm going to be messing around with like the techniques and like adding more dimension in it, adding shadows to really bring it to life, because I absolutely love doing like really intricate nail art and I've been slacking on that. So I really want to get into it, and this is super fun design to try to create. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna go ahead and finish the outline, and then we're gonna be doing the details really quickly. Now, when it comes to drawing designs like this that are super intricate, I do recommend starting out with an outline, and do not cure while you're doing it. I just go ahead and leave it all the way wet. That way, as you can see, I can clean off or redo any portion that I feel like needs to be redone. So I'm taking a lint-free wipe and a little bit of Young Nail Swipe. I absolutely could have taken a brush. I was just being lazy and I had that right there on hand. So I'm just going ahead and lightly wiping it away very carefully. I figured that the one wing could just be on the middle finger, and that way it looked a little bit more proportioned to what I was trying to achieve. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing, kind of just scooting everything more up, and then that way it looks a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and correct that. And once we're done doing all the little details, we're going to be going in with our colors. So I basically took all of my neon gel paints from the frosting gel paints from Profiles Backstage. I chose my colors that I wanted to use, which was orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink. And then I made a lighter version of each of those colors just simply by mixing in the white frosting gel paint. So I'm gonna have a lighter version of the neon orange and then the neon orange color, like the original color. And I'm basically starting off by trying to mimic the little threads on the embroidered design. And I'm starting off with the lighter color of whatever color I choose and doing small line strokes until I infill the area. And then I go directly in with the darker color, which is the neon original orange. And then I'm doing the same thing, small lines, basically to give it a little bit of dimension. That was my vision. I figured that would work well, so we're just going with it. I'm basically just gonna be infilling all of the areas with different colors. I'm not doing it in any specific order. I'm kind of just randomly placing it on there and going little area by little area to see what color would look best. So somewhere around this point that I was infilling and technically coloring in the butterfly, I realized that I did not evenly distribute my little details. So it did slightly bother me. We're just gonna pretend that it is perfectly drawn, okay? But I did not do it the same. And you can see right here, the one that I'm infilling, there's not that on the other side. So sorry, you guys, that I failed at doing this symmetrically. So I'm just going to continue to infill those with different colors. And then always remember to cure whenever you feel like it is necessary. I went ahead and did all of them at once, and then I cured them all at once. I feel like because they are separated enough, I'm able to go in without any of the colors bleeding. And because I already cured the black base design, we're good to go. So just remember to do it whenever you feel it is necessary. Now once we're done infilling with all of the color, I'm gonna go ahead and cure it in the light for a full minute. You wanna make sure you're fully curing that. And then I'm going back in with the same brush and now using my black gel paint. I'm going to really darken up that black and go over it just to show a little bit more detail, as I did kind of cover it up with some of the color that I added. So I'm basically just gonna be doing light, again, very tiny strokes all around the butterfly, and then at some point as well I kind of just try to outline the inside details by just like wiggling my hand a little bit, and hopefully you guys can really see that as I'm doing it. But right here I'm doing little tiny lines, and then I'm kind of just messing around with techniques to see what would look better. So I started off with those lines, and then I think towards the bottom is when I kind of just started like wiggling my brush, basically outlining it, but just wiggling it. So pretend you're gonna be doing a thin line and just start wiggling it up and down. And I think I'm doing it here at this point. But I honestly, yeah, you can see it. I honestly feel like it was a little bit easier, and you still kind of get the same type of vibe to it. So just whichever you prefer. I thought this was way easier, and because there's texture of the color that I already laid, it kind of helps get into those little creases. So just messing around again with different techniques to see what works. And then once I'm done outlining that, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of details around the butterfly just to add a cute little touch to it. I'm adding tiny little swirls, and then of course in different colors to tie in everything together, and I added some dots as well. I did accidentally top coat off camera. I don't know why this tends to happen a lot, but I just added the glossy top coat from Not Polished to the index finger and the pinky. So that basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a ton, and I'll see you guys next time.